So yeah, that's good. It's looking real good. Look at it zooming in on Kelsey's face. Oh, dang. Don't break it. So,
break it.
I'm listening to this podcast the other day. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because this is perfect Skinwalker land.
Jesus.
It's just, I'm going to say it again.
Jabroni
Skinwalker!
land. Jabroni land.
Come to me! So, yeah, we're on Jabroni land right now. And, I'm listening to this story. And this lady's talking about driving, I think it was like home from like a high school football game or something like that. It was like out on a reservation, had lots of dark, windy roads, you know, out there. It's not exactly the city. And she was driving and said she felt, or she saw something in the road that she thought was an animal, so she swerved to avoid it. But it, like, as it got close, or her car got close and her headlights hit it, it like turned its head and looked almost like over its shoulder, and she caught like eye shine, and so she thought like, oh, that's weird, but maybe it was like a wolf or something like that. She couldn't make out what it was, but right as she was passing it, it stood up and was on two legs.
Oh my God.
And it was like 6 or 7 feet tall, she said. But I was like, it looked like it was hunched over. It looked like an animal. But the reason why she said it could have been a skinwalker is because when it stood up on 2 feet, she could tell it was like obviously bipedal and looked more human-like. But she said it looked like an animal when it was hunched over in the street. So she thought that she caught like a skinwalker instantly, like, you know, changing. And I was like, oh my God, that's pretty creepy. Oh. And then on the same thing I was listening to, there was another story of these people that went hiking, and this is a new one. I haven't heard this before, but skinwalkers, whenever they were in the vicinity of it, in the story that they were telling, there was almost like a fog, or like the air changed, and I was like, that's pretty weird. But it kind of goes, no, I don't know if it was like a smell or it was more like just, yeah, something. But I mean, I guess it sort of makes sense because skinwalkers have like that magic mystical thing, since they're like witch doctors that gone bad, you know. But they were saying that something kept growling at them from the woods, and they were on a hiking trail. And when they got back to the car, there was scratch marks all over on their paint and stuff, and like someone just like damaged the shit out of their car. And I was like, animals don't do that unless they're trying to get to something, you know, like a bear or something like that. But there was no bears in the area. And I was like, I can't imagine going hiking, being like creeped out that something is like growling at me, and be like, oh fuck, what kind of animal is this? But then going back to your car and there's like deliberate scratch marks all over it.
Maybe Wolverine.
Maybe, but like, what's it trying to get at, you know? Unless there's like food in there or a person, like, and why just their car? It's kind of creepy. And then the other thing with skinwalkers is they say like once you're being followed, like they've like marked you, like they're coming after you specifically.
No matter what.
Kind of.
Like it follows.
Yeah, exactly.
Woo!
It follows. That's a great movie. I love that movie. That's
People
really
talk shit
good.
about it, but that's actually one of the scariest movies I've ever seen.
You know why too? Because I've had nightmares like that, and it's the fact that they just like walk at you.
Yeah.
Like people aren't even like.
It doesn't matter where you go, they're gonna find you.
Right, and it's not even like a rage zombie like sprints and like tackling you. It's just they just walk at you, straight at you. It's just like, oh, something so unnerving about that.
But then also like there are people that like you might be able to like that you know, or like that you recognize. So it's like, okay, is this actually a real person, or is this something that's trying to get me?
That's true.
It's such a good movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. I think it's really good. It's such a simple concept and it's terrifying at the same time. Jeff, you know, you haven't been on the show yet, but like, what do you got going on with scary stuff?
My whole family's very spiritually inclined.
Yeah, like, just sensitive to that stuff?
Oh yeah, hardcore. Like my grandfather and my aunt are both able to speak and communicate with the dead.
What?
With the dead? Holy shit.
I have never actually pursued it, but I'm also very apparently, according to people, I'm very not in tune, but I'm sensitive to that stuff.
Is this something you've ever wanted to like?
Yeah, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'm curious to to no end, but it's just like, wow, I'm scared shitless at this point.
That'd be so
Yeah, to,
cool
like, open the
because
door.
Yeah, because it can be dangerous if you don't do it properly and like
that's true.
prepare yourself. Like if you just jump right into it, it's like going into like the most haunted place in the world and taking a Ouija board. Like you're opening it up to like the worst things possible. That's why you don't do that.
Yeah.
But it's perfect if we have you because not only are you our camera guy, but like you
like,
can
yeah,
you can detect that shit. Yeah, because you know people bring like mediums and stuff, and it's like you can be like, hey man, there's some shit here.
Yeah.
Like you can let us know.
Yeah, like my grandparents' house, I wouldn't say it was haunted. It just had beings in there. Nothing bad. There was a witch that hung around that my niece, no, my cousin could see and talk to.
Jesus.
There was a little boy and some older gentleman.
But like you never had any interactions. Like you just went off of what they said, off of their word.
Correct. Yeah. And my mom could detect them, and she ended up evolving her skills into being a spiritual healer.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But myself, I've never pursued it. Not
and you've never had any
Blame
like. I know you said you're sensitive to it, but like, have you ever felt anything like, oh, something's weird? Like.
So this is gonna be sad to talk about this, but I had to put my dog down last week.
Sorry.
And thank you. And my girl was holding her, right? And if you've ever been in that circumstance, that situation, myself, I had my hand on the dog. I could feel the soul leave the body. Like my hand got warm, like I was touching a hot plate.
Whoa.
She didn't feel that, and then my hand started to shake, like I had weird nerve issue. I mean, my hands shake anyway, but it like got worse.
Whoa.
And when I mentioned that because one of my mom's spiritual healer friends, who has been in it for many years, when he channels down spirits to help heal people, his hand would feel warm and it would shake.
Whoa.
Violently. Just
no
the one
way.
hand, because that was what he channeled through. So that's how I'm relating that to. Yeah, it's trippy.
That's crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
So then, are you more sensitive? Like, are you more sensitive than to like people's energy, like to like alive,
yes.
like being like, okay, so you'd be like, you're a piece of shit.
Yep.
You're cool.
Like,
you're fine.
Even if I don't talk to someone, I can usually tell right away if that person's worth giving my time to, just a matter of energy.
So what about us? Are we pretty cool?
You're scary as fuck. I don't know why I'm here.
I'm scary as fuck. What about Tony? He's a pretty nice
We
guy.
don't talk about Tony.
We don't talk about Tony. Oh
dang.
shit! He's getting some bad vibes on this side of the car, man. I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? This side, the driver's side of the car,
It's a little weird.
shit.
Hey.
Driver's side of the car.
No,
Passenger side of the car, fine.
passenger side's fine. No,
I haven't eaten yet today.
That's what it is.
Tony's just a monster because he's hungry.
Of hunger. No, I wouldn't hang around. I wouldn't pursue anyone if I didn't find them spiritually worth it. You know what I mean?
Have you ever met somebody or seen somebody that you were like, uh-oh, I don't like you. Like, there's just no
in
way.
my past, for sure. But at the time, I didn't know. I was a kid. I didn't know the difference, and I just hung around them, and it was just too negative energy, and I should have left.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah. They're no longer in my life, but yeah.
What would you say, since everybody knows that like I'm a big Bigfoot guy?
Big Bigfoot.
Tony, you're kind of whatever. You don't have anything in particular that's like your favorite thing ever, or like your favorite cryptid or anything, right?
Probably Bigfoot.
It really?
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it. I knew we were brothers. What about you, Jeff? Are you like aliens? Are you like any sort of weird cryptid that you? Kelsey just said she's scared of them all. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Especially zombies.
I think well, of course, yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
I fucking spit
Especially
everywhere.
with what happened down in Florida that a couple years
Yes.
back.
Oh my God. Okay. Legitimately, I was like, it's here.
It's happening.
What am I gonna do?
It's here.
But it happened
I'm
one
not
time,
prepared.
and then
They squashed it. They
Yeah,
squashed
it's
it real
like,
fast. I don't know what the fuck.
That happened. So, but no, I think depending on the situation that you're in, it can potentially be good or bad. You know what I mean? Like scary as fuck. It's all scary as fuck. But if you're in a spiritual realm or spiritual experience, it really depends on what spirit is there. You know, or in Bigfoot, if you're going to be aggressive towards trying to get a reaction, then you're going to have a bad experience. But if you prepare yourself emotionally, physically, and spiritually for aliens, Bigfoot, or spirits, or whatever, then I think overall you can have a better experience.
Do you believe in it?
Yeah.
All that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
Everything?
Yeah.
Like you believe pretty much all of it's real?
Oh yeah. I don't see why there shouldn't. why.
Interesting.
That's just my opinion, of course.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Everyone's entitled to what they believe and, choose not to believe or whatever.
If you could go after one cryptid, like go hunt for it, which one would it be?
How crazy you try to find these things.
As creepy as it is, I would say any type of spirit.
Spiritual stuff?
Because I think they're more, I don't want to say pronounced, but they're more available, and there's more stories out there of experiences than, say, with Bigfoot. What, this guy?
Yeah, this is a fucking truck.
More stories out there that are believable than Bigfoot. I think could be more like Bigfoot. I believe is out there, but there's a lot of fakes.
True.
Potentially, there's
True.
a lot more fakes. People trying to get attention, trying to get money from.
Yeah, the credibility,
the credibility,
the
all that
fame,
stuff.
all that
Right.
shit. Yeah.
And that's easy to fake. Spirits, I mean, it's also easy to fake it per se. And there are things that can happen that potentially can be mistaken as this or that.
But like the supernatural's on a whole different level.
Yes, it's an
'Cause-
energy thing.
Yeah.
We're all made up of some type of a certain amount of energy to create a living thing, and even dead things have a certain amount of energy that still remains, whether it's strong enough to detect or not.
In a way, it's like I almost don't want them to prove anything because it's kind of like magic.
Right.
Magic is just deception, and it's things we don't understand. And once we understand it, it's like, oh well, it's just science now. It's just smoke and mirrors, and it's not as fun. But like when you can't explain it, that's what's fun because you're like, oh, that's cool. I don't want to know the mystery. I don't want to rip the mask off. I kind of want to leave the mystique to it. And so with spirits, though, I mean, I don't know if we ever can prove that.
I don't think so. I think it's beyond our even scientific explanation.
Right.
Because we can have testing gear all day long, EVPs or voice boxes or whatever you want to call it, and thermal cameras. And right there's a perfect example. Thermal cameras can detect heat.
Yeah.
People walk into a room, all of a sudden there's a figure on a thermal camera, but how can you scientifically explain that? It can't be like a gust of wind because there's a figure standing there.
Right.
So especially when it's like 20 degrees outside or something at night, how are you going to explain there's all of a sudden this
heat signature?
Right, in a building that hasn't been used in 100 years or whatever. So that stuff like that intrigues me.
Yeah, no, it's fascinating, man. But that's why, that's why we're doing Scaredy Cast, though. I mean, it's just like we love everything. Everything's super weird and crazy and unexplainable.
Spooky.
And creepy,
Or
spooky. We want that spooky.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
Dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know that, like, you were really that sensitive to it. So that's really cool to know somebody that, like I said, it's like, I don't want to say we're using you, but it's like you're.
Brian's like, so.
Yeah,
here.
You're like one of our tools to detect creepy shit. So that's really cool.
He's not, because he's not tapping into it. Didn't you listen to a word that he said?
Tap, Jeff. Come on, we need you to try. There you go. Just start chanting, man.
Our fucking car just starts floating. We're like, God damn
Oh,
it.
You
hell
said
yeah.
chant.
You tap too much. You tap too much.
Like, this is awesome.
Tone it down.
I love this. Put your hands up. It's more fun.
Oh, the camera's dead. No one will believe us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't get the batteries.
Right.
It's not recording this whole time.
No.
Oh,
hit the wrong
man.
button. Gotta restart.
So, Tony, what are you thinking for lunch, man?
I want a good
Great transition.
Tucson hamburger.
A good Tucson hamburger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of you Tucson guys watching this, I want you to post some ideas in the comments and stuff.
Well,
Oh, wait, this is live streaming?
by the time
Oh, Jesus.
by the time
She was all
we're
scared.
already gonna be done with this by the time this is uploaded.
Yeah, but just
That's
tell
why
us
it's
like
like
your
live
favorite
down
ones.
below. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I'm saying like
For
tell
next
us,
time.
Yeah, because we're gonna be back. There's a lot of stuff in Tucson. We got Tombstone. We got
Bisbee's weird.
Bisbee. Yeah, we got some places to be exploring, and then we'll know some good food places.
I think he's somewhere else.
I like
Well,
it.
there's what's that mansion? That's not, I don't think it's in Tucson. It's in Arizona.
There's a mansion.
I don't remember the name of the place, but it's one of the haunted places in Arizona. But I can't remember the name of the
Well,
place.
we're going,
Yeah.
and Kelsey, you are going to be front line.
Somewhere we could go.
Because she hates it, we have to put her in the front of everything. She's gonna get the most scared.
What's the oh my god, as you're looking at me, of course, I've drawn a blank. The mansion in San Francisco.
San Francisco mansion.
It's the rifle company.
Oh, the Winchester?
Winchester Mansion.
Winchester Mansion.
That's the place to go.
Okay.
One of the places. Obviously, drive or travel, but it's one of the places to go in California for sure. A lot of good experiences there, from what I've been told and what I've read.
Dude, hell yeah. Sounds good.
This place is scary.
This place?
All these billboards is like, in the beginning, God created. And that one back there was like, bored. This church is just up the road.
Wow, in case you guys just ever want to go to church because you're bored.
Do you have Lyme disease?
Oh boy. Yeah, that's pretty much all you're going to get out here on this drive. A lot of flat desert land and weird billboards.